Hello, stamping friends. I might be a little early today. That's a shocker. Gonna wait and see if anyone... Hey, Cassandra. How are you surviving? Everything going well with you? Hey, Susie, how are you doing? Susie, are you still working? Cassandra, how about you? I'm still working. I'm a little not happy with it, but yes, I'm glad you're able to work from home. Hey, Rebecca. I'm good. I would rather not be at work right now, but they're not really making any steps to let us work from home, so I'm still working. But luckily my kids are older and they can do their own thing, so I'm sure y'all are wondering what we're making tonight. We're going to make this pretty card. So, and I would love to... Hi, Paula. I'd love to know if you guys are working on anything crafty. What kinds of stamp sets are you doing? It's just a weird time right now, and stamping just kind of gives me peace. And so I'm so grateful to have it in my life, because right now it's about the only thing that feels normal to me. So I'm glad to be here and glad y'all are here. All right, we are going to use the stamp set called Mountain Air. I really think it's pretty cool because of this whole reversible situation that you got going on. So, you know, the coffee cups are reversible, and there's other stamp sets that we've used recently that are reversible. And I cannot find any of my chamois, so I'm going to pull out my non-Stampin' Up baby wipe. So I needed to make a card for, and spoiler alert, if you came to the retreat, you're going to see this card in your mailbox. So this is a thank you card that I designed for my retreat. And at this point, my brain can only focus on, hey, Crystal, Muirhead. My brain can only focus on quick and easy. That's all it can stand right now. So that's what we're going to do. And I saw this card in the Stampin' Up catalog with this Mountain Air set. And I don't know, I was just kind of mesmerized by it. I thought it was so cool. So that's what we're going to make today. All right. So this Mountain Air stamp set is what we call a stamp set. It's photopolymer, so it's one of the clear stamps. And that means it's see-through, so you definitely need your Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. But it's got a little tree range and a mountain range, some clouds, birds, trees, and a little sun or moon, depending on what time of day it is. So we used it on, let me grab it real quick to show you. We used it on our Stamp Technique Club card this weekend. We made this cool scene with our little polar bear. And you can see the mountains and the tree line and the trees. And so we used most of the stamps in that set. And honestly, it was out on my table, and I was like, oh, that mountainy looking situation kind of reminds me of Ferncliff. Not that it was that epically mountainous, but it's outdoors, and that made me happy. So we're going to start with our sentiment, and it is from the Peaceful Moments stamp set, which is one of my all-time favorite stamp sets for sentiments. So it pretty much covers everything that you would need in a lot of situations. But I loved this one. These are the moments we'll look back on with joy, because when you're at a retreat, there's so many fun things that happen and just that you want to remember. And so I thought it was the perfect sentiment for a thank you card from the retreat. So we're going to first start with our sentiment. So I'm using our Whisper White note cards, and I love these when your brain is just not functioning, because they're already cut and scored. You just grab them and you're ready to start making a card. So you don't have to measure, you don't have to cut, they're all ready for you. I find it is a little bit easier to stamp with it open rather than folding it and then trying to stamp. So yes, some of the stamping is going to go on the back of the card, but I don't really care. So you could cover it up if you wanted to, but I'm not worried about that. So, and you can see I smudged all over this one, so don't worry. Our final product is going to be a lot better than that. All right, so we're going to use this stamp, and it's the little tree line stamp. And we're going to start with the solid side. So it's the part of the reversible stamp that it's totally filled in, okay? And we are going to use the gray granite ink. So I tried different ink colors and different thicknesses, and I ended up settling on gray granite full strength. So that's what we're gonna do. Doesn't quite fit on the block, but it's no biggie because the whole card is not that wide. All right, so your tree line is gonna go about right here. So you want to press pretty hard, get good contact with your paper there, because that's a photopolymer stamp. So there's your tree line. All right, I'm not sorry, that's the back of your tree line. So clean that off real good, and then you have to dry it because you're going to reverse it. So now you're flipping it over to the actual trees. And we're going to go back to our basic gray. Get it good and inked. And the tree line is going to go right about here. So you want those little hatchy things to come a little bit below your gray granite trees. So about like that. Get good contact here. Voila! See, I know you were worried at first that it wasn't going to look good, but it ended up looking good, didn't it? I could hear you worrying. Okay. So, and this is one of those stamp sets, like, as you're using it, it's like, this is not really working, but then the more you use it, it's like, oh, wow, this looks really cool. It's like waterfront. Remember that when you would be working with it and you would be like, I don't know if I love this yet, but then all of a sudden you did. All right, so the mountains I'm going to stamp in Pool Party, but I'm going to stamp them off on a piece of paper first because I don't want it to be very dark. And then these are going to just line up with the little valleys in the gray granite situation here. And you're just going to stamp your mountain range here. Voila! Okay. So you got your mountain range that's in the background, and then there's usually a place in the card where I've made a boo-boo. So that's just straight ink on a block, whatever. So now we're just going to take our terracotta tile, and we're going to grab our moon and ink up the moon with terracotta tile. At this point, though, it's a sun. And we're just going to put it right there because that's where my smudge is. Ta-da! No more smudge. So now you've got a quick and simple card ready to go. So you could experiment with different colors. I love how they did this with the different colors of purple. Like they've got purple posy. Well, I don't know. That may have been purple posy, but you could use Highland Heather stamped off once and then full strength Highland Heather. Then that looks like blueberry bushel. They've got this black and some blue mixed in. So that just reminds me of the Purple Mountains Majesty. Lots of cool things. And there's also a set of dies that goes with this set. Let me show you. It's a cool bundle. But you've got dies to cut out the trees, like you've got some trees that stand alone, but then they cut out the stamp trees. You can cut out your, yeah, that is called a cloud. And then you've got your tree line and then your mountain range. So you've got all the stuff that you need to make lots of cool layers. All right, so let us not forget that Celebration is coming to an end. So you don't want Celebration to pass and then realize that you didn't get the things that you needed for Celebration. So remember, there's a brand new book. It's got the black-haired girl on it. And my favorite set right now is this masculine set. We made this at our stamp club online. And we made it with this cute little stamp set called Well Dressed. So that's a cool free with $50 purchase thing to get. And your Mountain Air set, the bundle, is probably, if I'm guessing, it's right at 50. Those bundles are usually pretty close to 50. Yeah, 50. So when you get the Mountain Air bundle, then you pick one of the free $50 items. So the So Very Vellum specialty paper is free with a $50 purchase, as well as the flowering foils paper. And so far that I know, none of that has been sold out yet. So I will tell you, they did have an earthquake in Utah today, but I've heard from our friends at Stampin' Up that everything is fine. They did close the home office today just out of precaution, but they did not think there were any damages or anything. But it was a pretty significant earthquake, like they need that on top of our other friend that has visited. So, lastly, I would love to see you at our team gathering on Saturday. Everyone is welcome, so if you're not on the Pretties team, then you are invited. We're making 4 fancy fold cards, and they're downstairs, or I would show you. But the deadline to sign up for that is Thursday at noon. So I want you to sign up because I would love to see you on a Zoom conference call. So you're invited to come and stamp with us online, so you don't even have to be around people to come, and you can have a break from the reality. I decided today, I don't know about y'all, but y'all tell me, are you overwhelmed with reading the news? How are you feeling about reading news? There's kind of a delay here, so I'm just going to wait and see what y'all say. It's probably coming in slowly. So anyway, I just decided that I'm going to limit my news cycle intake for a while because it's a lot to really wrap your brain around. Crafting is my happy place, and that's where I'm going to be. So I appreciate y'all coming and watching today with our Mountain Air stamp set. I can't wait to see a little much on the news, Susie. I agree. So a little goes a long way. Be informed. I'm not saying don't be informed, but don't binge. So if you're going to binge, okay, Rebecca, very overwhelmed. I agree. So my suggestion to you is to minimize it. Give yourself a time limit, and once a day that you check in with the news to get the information that you need to know, and then check out and go make a card. And you know what will make you feel a lot better is to send a card. Checking on the news twice a day. Crystal, that is exactly what I decided to do today. So you got to there quicker than I did. So twice a day is plenty. That's all I need. I'm so happy to spend some time with you girls tonight. Hey, Audra. Just really happy to spend some time with y'all tonight. And I hope you stay well, be safe. And we will see you Saturday, if I hope. Bye.